She literally killed 7 people, and I still find myself feeling bad for her somehow because her upbringing was absolutely fucked up. And you guys are going to see that as this case goes on. So today's case is going to be about Aileen Wuornos, yeah, who is known to be the first female serial killer. And I mean, she did not kill animals when she was young, so that's a that's a change. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm G, and on this channel we do true crime videos Mondays to Fridays, and on the weekends we try to take a break and look at something new. But if you're into true crime, and I just tell it in a story format, so if that's something you like, consider subscribing. And if you like the video, please give it a like, it helps a ton. And let me know your thoughts in the comment. This case is actually, yeah, share your thoughts in the comment. I really like to know what you guys are thinking. So Aileen was born into a family of 2 kids, she and her elder brother, in 1956 in Rochester. And before she was born, her father was already in prison and her mom and dad had already separated. Well, her father was in prison for assaulting and killing a young girl, so yeah, that was messed up. He ended up committing suicide during his trial, before he was sentenced. So he ended up committing suicide in prison, and Aileen never got the chance to meet him. And her mom took care of her and her older brother until she was about 4 years old. And the mom was just like, okay, we are going to meet your grandparents, like to visit your grandparents, kind of stuff. But she ended up abandoning both kids with the grandparents, so now they were stuck with them, and they had no idea that this was what was going to happen. So the grandparents took them. They had no choice. They stayed with them for a while before later officially adopting them. However, Eileen's grandfather he was an ass. First off, he was an alcoholic, and when he got drunk, he assaulted Aileen especially. I don't know about her brother, but he really assaulted her a lot. He used to hit her. But not just that, later on, he would rape her, and the crazy part is he would invite friends to join. Like, she just grew through hell. That's it. So by the age of 14, Aileen got pregnant for one of the friends who used to come and rape her, one of the grandfather's friends who used to come and rape her. So Aileen got pregnant and got sent to a home for single mothers, where she ended up giving birth to a boy, and he was put up for adoption. By the age of 15, Eileen's grandmother died, and it's unknown, like no sources tell us if she knew about the assault, the rape that was going on. Like, no one really knows. But Eileen's grandmother died, and then her grandfather kicked her and her brother out. And this was when Aileen began to use sex. She became a sex worker. She just got into prostitution because she had no idea of, she literally had no idea of what she could do. She is a kid. She's 15 at this point, and she was just doing that to survive, to figure out what she's going to do next with her life. That was just her life until she was 18. Now, when Aileen was 18, she started building up her long list of, she just started building up her resume of being a criminal. So she was first arrested for drunk driving, but she also shot a gun out of a moving car. So yeah, she just began to build a record for every and anything from theft, robbery, just small little things. She just started building a record, but she had not killed anyone. So she later on moved to Florida, and she met this guy, Louis. He was the president of a yacht club, and he was actually 69 years old, so a lot older than her. They met, fell in love, probably, I don't know. They met, and then they got married not too long after meeting. However, that marriage did not last too long. Marrying Louis did not really slow her down. Aileen still remained Aileen and was just constantly getting into trouble, fights and all that. And she ended up attacking her husband just 9 weeks into their marriage. and he ended up filing a restraining order against her. Since she had to obey the order, she ended up moving back to Michigan, where she still caught a case because she was hanging out at a bar late and she threw something at a bartender. Like, that was just her life. In 1975, Eileen's brother dies of esophageal cancer, and like, it was just sad. Obviously, her brother just died, but she ended up getting $10,000 from his insurance, which, like, she was filthy rich at that point, and she ended up spending that amount in about 2 months, just, I don't know, doing the stuff that she needs to do. She paid for her car, paid for some of her legal stuff because she was always in legal trouble. And yeah, that's how she spent the money. Now, in 1986, Aileen ended up meeting, she just continued committing her little crimes there and there, and in 1986 she ended up meeting a lady, Tyler Moore, in a gay bar, and the two of them just really clicked, and that's where their relationship started. And their relationship lasted for 4 years, which is the time where Aileen started killing people. Throughout their relationship, she still worked as a sex worker to support them financially, and it's during this her job of prostitution that she met all of her victims. So putting that information out there, because that's going to be vital when Aileen later on tries to plead her case. Not so that we can judge people. It's not our job to judge. Like, if you, because some people are like, oh, what were they first of all doing? Like, no one has the right to die. No one is supposed to die because of something that they are doing. So please don't judge people. Now let's move back to the case. Her first victim was a Richard M. I'm not going to call their second names. Someone testified that they saw Aileen with him, and the next day this guy's car was found with vodka in it, with an empty bottle of vodka, his wallet missing, and just some condoms in his car. 2 weeks after his car was found in an abandoned area, the body of the businessman was found with 3 bullets to his chest, which was what caused his death. Now, 5 months after that, another body was found of a man named David S., who was shot 6 times. And later on that summer, 3 more men were found to be killed with the same gun, and this was just in 1990. Not too long after that, residents in the area talked about another body that had been found, which makes it the 6th body just around the same time, who had been shot with the same gun. Now, the 7th victim was found in November of 1990, and people started talking about there might be a serial killer going around there. So Aileen really actually had some slip-ups, which is good because she got caught. Yes, she had some slip-ups because she stole from these people, and most of the time she stole their property and ended up pawning those items. Yeah, stupid, I know. So one time the police were able to get a fingerprint of the inside of one of the cars, and they also got information about her from, like, the pawn shops that she had been to, and some eyewitnesses giving information. Okay, this is the person that they saw this person with, and they got some items that she had pawned, and they were able to get fingerprints from those. Remember, Aileen has just been so famous with the criminal system that her information was obviously in the system, and they were able to do a fingerprint scan and find out that, okay, Aileen was the prime suspect. It had only been 1 year, and she had successfully killed 7 men, just robbing them after she killed them. And that was it. So the police have Aileen right now, but they have no real strong evidence against her. So they're trying to use her girlfriend T, because when she was arrested, she was away from the girlfriend. And yeah, this is a funny part, that she went to the Last Resort, like a bar or resort called the Last Resort, and that's where she was arrested. It was actually her last resort of freedom. Okay, yeah, that was just an aside. Well, Aileen was alone, so she got arrested, but she was together with Tyler, who has always played as some sort of a witness for her, saying Aileen was, like, always her alibi, I would say, at all times. So she was somehow in trouble. And during their relationship, Aileen had actually confessed, oh, she had actually seemed to have confessed to Tyler that she had killed all those people, but she did it in self-defense. So the police had to use Tyler to get herself out of trouble, but to get them the evidence they needed to actually move through with Eileen's case and get some actual good results. So the police wired up Tyler, and we're just using her to try to communicate with Aileen. And she was just like, okay, she should try to clear her name because she's innocent and she did not commit any of those crimes with them. And after some days of trying, Aileen actually confessed somehow because they got it on tape that she killed those people, but she killed them in self-defense, even though and Tyler had nothing to do with it. So Tyler's story ends there. She goes away and she's left scot-free. And Aileen is now trying to plead insanity, but like it was not strong enough. I mean, she has had some trauma, and psychiatrists could attest to that fact. She has had some trauma, but it was not strong enough reason to say she had gone crazy. And like insanity was not a reason, was not the cause of her crimes. So Aileen stayed with her defense of self-defense. She always said the guys tried to rape her, so she was able to shoot to them and kill them because she made most of them during her sex work. So she was able to shoot them and kill them, and that was self-defense. However, she was still found guilty for 6 of the murders and was given 6 death penalties. I do think that was a bit harsh. Yeah, she did kill 7 people. Yeah. But given her background, I feel like she should have been given maybe a life sentence would have made more sense. But yeah, that's just me, not part of the story. Let's go back. At some point, Aileen actually wrote just canceling all her, deciding to cancel all her appeals to try to take away the death penalty and stuff. She was done and she just had accepted it and just wanted to die. And she was like, okay, she's fine. And she committed all these crimes in sanity, and she just does not want to, I don't know, she just did not want to mislead people. She just wanted to tell them the truth. She committed all of these crimes because she wanted to rob these guys, and she just killed them, plus all the evil that had been done to her by men. She just wanted all of this, so she was okay with the death penalty, and any appeal should just be cancelled. Her defense tried to say she was just insane, that was why she was writing that, but she really did insist, and they gave it to her. On October 9th, 2002, Aileen was killed by lethal injection. Aileen was executed by lethal injection, and she refused her last meal and just asked for a cup of coffee. And that was the story of Aileen. Tyler was set free and she did kill 7 people. What do you guys think? I honestly find myself feeling bad for her somehow because she was just set up for failure, and it's always like 1 out of 1,000 people that survive such craziness and grow up with a straight mind and are able to go into a normal functioning life. Like, there's nothing going to be normal about such a traumatized childhood, but go to a semi-normal life, go on to live some sort of a good life. I feel like her life was really sad, which makes us feel like, okay, we should be grateful for the life that we got. But I'll stop preaching. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. And what case do you want to see next? Do you think Aileen was actually the monster that she was made out to be? Because a lot of movies have been, and stories and documentaries, I mean YouTube videos, what am I doing, have been made about Aileen's story. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I do feel bad for her, honestly. I feel like she would have gotten the full life imprisonment, because what else is she going to do out of prison? Like, she said she could kill, and she did that insanity, and she can kill again. So that was why she wanted the death penalty, and she just wanted it to end. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and goodbye. Thank you so much for watching.